guys, Comic Uno. Today I'm doing a review for Justice League issue 16, and before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a little update that I have two reviews that I usually do on Comic Uno that were on Dark Avenger Inc. this week, which were Green Lantern New Guardians issue 16 and Young Avengers issue 1. So if you want to go check out those reviews, just go in the description below and go check out Dark Avenger Inc. and there'll be a link for Dark Avenger Inc. But let's talk about Justice League issue 16. Yeah, let's talk about the cover. This is just a continuing Throne of Atlantis. Pretty much what happens on this cover happens in this issue. What makes Arthur, Aquaman, different from his other Justice League members is that he cares for Atlantis and maybe a little bit more than Earth. So I think we get to see that a little in this issue. And I think that we also see that's the difference between Wonder Woman and Aquaman, is that Aquaman really would fight for the Atlanteans even if they're wrong. But Wonder Woman's like, if it was the Amazons fighting and they were fighting Earth, I would fight the Amazons. So I really like that actually in this issue, but we'll talk more about that once we talk about the story. But good cover. Explains what's going on, and good art too. I really enjoyed it. Something I really liked with this issue was the art. It was really great. See if you could just see the art. It's actually really good art, with the fighting, the water. Love the art. So in this issue, like what I said with the cover, it really explains everything. We get to see Arthur, Aquaman. He says, oh, well, the Atlanteans are right. He fights with his brother, but in the end, he's like, oh, what are you doing with my friends? It's like, he was fighting the Justice League, though. He's on the Atlantean side, but also he's kind of on the Justice League side when they get wiped into water, and he gets wiped into water with his brother after he's like, oh, maybe this isn't the right thing to do. So we get to see that develop in this issue. Again, awesome art. I love the art of this. And then we get to see Cyborg's the only one that wasn't in this whole water fiasco. And he's like, oh, I need help my friends. And he calls up the Justice League of America, or oh no, not Justice League of America. He calls up other superheroes, which is still cool, because Justice League has been kind of, hey, if you're not an A-lister, if you're not the A-list superhero, you're not on the team. Green Lantern tried. But now we're getting to see, like, maybe they're still kind of A-listers here, but A-listers, I guess, on the New 52, like Green Arrow, Zatanna, Black Canary, Firestorm, Hawkman. A lot of these people are in Justice League of America coming up. That's why I said that first. But we're getting these members. They're going to be helping the Justice League, so it's just expanding the Justice League. That was interesting. I think that's what kind of made the issue for me, was this ending. After I explain a little bit about Justice League, I'll talk about Shazam also, because that's another reason I'm picking up this, because Shazam is awesome. So with this, I thought it was a really good issue. I think it proves what Aquaman would do, and I think if you like Aquaman, you're going to love this issue. It's a really Aquaman-driven issue for me. I'm really not a big Aquaman fan, but it's still enjoyable, and I think it's a lot better than what we got with Justice League, and I think this series is getting better. It's kind of grown into its own, and I thought this was a lot better than what we got with the first parts from Aquaman and Justice League last month. I think it's really getting into the story, and I'm enjoying it. Even though I really don't like the Aquaman stuff, I really don't like Atlantis stuff that much, it's still a really enjoyable story. And with that last part, I'm like, finally we're getting other people on the team also, or at least helping out, and I think that could be really interesting for either, I think it's going to be an Aquaman or the next Justice League issue. I think it'll be continuing Aquaman though, which I probably will pick up. Yeah, Aquaman issue 16, we're going to see all the rest of the people come into, the Justice League team and try to help the Justice League. And let's talk about Shazam also. The Justice League part was really good, and also something I always had a problem with Justice League that really wasn't a problem with this is usually it feels really short, because it does have the Shazam secondary story, and just Jeff Johns' writing makes stuff feel really short for your money, which is really hard because this is a $3.99 book. But I really liked that it felt not long, but it felt like a regular issue, and I'm glad that they're getting the pacing right, and I'm glad that was fixed with this issue, and hopefully they stay that way. It doesn't feel as quick. But let's talk about Shazam. We get to see in Shazam Black Adam fighting Shazam, and Shazam's like, oh, I'm all tough, I can't get hurt, and then he realizes, like, oh, wait, I can get hurt, and he turns back into Billy Batson, and he realizes he can get hurt, and now someone could beat him, and maybe he's not the most powerful person in the world. So I'm just glad for this story to continue. I really hope he gets his own series. I think that's one really character I want to get his own series for, because he has such a great secondary story, and I want more, and I want that every month. And maybe get more Justice League story also if Shazam gets his own series. I think he deserves his own series. He's having a great story with Justice League, and this just continues with the Black Adam story. Is it the best Shazam part? Not really, but it's still, again, continuing with the story. You're not just buying Shazam, you're buying Justice League also. So I give this 4 stars. Both stories were pretty good. You know, I think actually the Justice League story was a lot better than the Shazam story, which usually is the reverse. I usually like the Shazam story a lot better than the Justice League. But really, Justice League was really good, and the art was good, and then Shazam was still really good too. I think it was just a little bit more solid than great. But really, the story in general is really solid. It makes me want to pick up Aquaman for the next part and just, you know, continue this Throne of Atlantis. It's a lot better than I expected, especially not being an Aquaman fan. But if you're an Aquaman fan, you know, you have to get this. It's a big Aquaman-driven story, obviously, because it's Throne of Atlantis. But pick it up. I give it 4 stars, and this Comic Uno. Guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and the Red Situations, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.